All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about the DeFi movement. And is it a bubble? Is it dangerous for the crypto world? And I kind of think it may be. I think there's a catastrophic horizon coming with the DeFi market. And I started to really focus on DeFi once about Compound came out. DeFi was around a little bit before that, but Compound sort of got my attention, and I was checking out the Compound site, and I even messed around with it a little bit and put a little bit of funds on it. And but what really surprised me was the fact of how entirely useless the whole process was. The idea of taking one of your cryptocurrencies that you already have, like BAT or another ERC20 token, and putting it on Compound to gain interest because you're providing liquidity, and then taking that BAT, and then taking a loan out from that collateral of a different cryptocurrency, so that you can take that and put it onto a different site that is going to give you more interest rate, and so on and so on and so on. And that's essentially the in a nutshell, maybe an oversimplification of it all, but that's pretty much it. You're essentially just putting up money so that you can get a loan in money. It doesn't really make sense. It would be like putting up American dollars to get euros, or euros to American dollars, without traveling. And I'm not saying like going to an airport in England or somewhere and getting pounds or getting euros in Europe or something like that. No, this is just more like I'm just going to swap and gain. It just doesn't make sense to me, and there's not a lot of it going on. There's nobody like really getting loans out from this that are paying off their cars or their houses or getting a house loan or anything like that. This isn't DeFi. This isn't finance in the traditional sense. This is just yet another bubble. This is sort of like a BitConnect. This is sort of like an ICO. This is sort of like a DApp craze, like a Ponzi DApp craze. And I don't think DeFi itself is a malicious bubble inherently. And what I mean by that is that BitConnect was an inherent malicious bubble, meaning that the developers went into it knowing we're scamming people, and we're gonna run away with millions and millions of dollars. And then there's a bubble that is not necessarily meant to be a bubble, but just ends up being a bubble. Now, I'm sure there's some malicious actors in the DeFi world that are specifically making things just to run away with some money. For example, this first article, 4,000 to $1 in 5 minutes. DeFi Hotdog and Pizza present free fall on their first day. So Hotdog tokens skyrocketed to as high as $6,000. So the latest, the latest two DeFi protocols, pump and dump worthless tokens, have been Hotdog and Pizza, as the food meme trend continues. They're essentially clones of other DeFi platforms, some of which are clones themselves. So people are just cloning them and cloning them. It's sort of like the ICO craze, where you can put things on Uniswap, any cryptocurrency you want. You can just go out and make your own token, put it on Uniswap, as long as you provide a little bit of liquidity for it, and people are going to start buying it. And this is bad. This is sort of the way, this is really bad. This is basically the ICO craze, but now instead of just utilizing Ethereum smart contracts to do that, we're just utilizing a different Ethereum smart contract to do that. It's basically the same thing in the guise of an exchange. So the latest is a Uniswap clone called Hotdog that, just like SushiSwap, promised better APYs and shares and governance tokens. Yield farmers, dubbed degens from the world degenerate, flocked to the platform in hopes of similar gains that SushiSwap made. So now we got SushiSwap, we got Uniswap. Hotdog token skyrocketed to as high as $6,000 in a few hours. That's basically what's happening, is that these DeFi platforms are creating a token, and the token itself is totally useless. It really doesn't have much of a purpose, and we can all relate to that in the cryptocurrency world. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. I remember in 2017, everybody thought it was crazy that a new one was coming out every day, and people were starting to question the validity of these new coins every time coming out. On one end, you could say, well, the technology needs it. We need new tokens so that we can find out which tokens are good and which are bad. And then on the other end, this is clearly just a fast money grab. People are just creating tokens to mine. They're pre-mining them, or they're just creating ICOs just to run off with a bunch of money, whether it's good or bad. And that's basically what's going on here. Is that now these DeFi platforms have their token, which is essentially an ICO, or you can go onto Uniswap and throw in whatever token you want. You could have made it 2 minutes ago, and it has absolutely no features whatsoever. Slap it on Uniswap and possibly have people come in and buy it, as long as you promise ridiculous things. It doesn't matter. There are no rules. So it's basically the ICO craze in a different form. And by swapping these around and getting interest rates and gaining money from this, somebody's losing money. There's no way to gain money without somebody losing money. This isn't just magic numbers that are just creating wealth out of nowhere. People are putting money into this system, and they're losing it very, very quickly. It appears that the early adopters sold off after the dump, after Hotdog came out, which induced an epic dump, smashing the token back to $1 in just an hour. In the course of 5 minutes, the Hotdog tokens took a deep dive from $4,000 to $1. Now, I'm sure that wasn't too much money overall, but there was also a pizza, another cloned DeFi platform called Pizza Finance, also offered six-figure returns. I don't know who would trust something called Pizza Finance or Hotdog, but they do. And this is going to lead to catastrophic results. And also what's happening too is things like Yearn have an automated DeFi yield farming protocol, and they're basically you basically store Ethereum on Yearn, and now it's YF. And they tie it up and tie it up and tie it up into these different things and different things and different things and all these different smart contracts. And your Ethereum is gone, and some smart contract that is just going to go down a spiraling rabbit hole of different other smart contracts on different platforms that are just called DeFi. DeFi, you mean ICO. It's basically ICO. Swapping things back and forth for interest rates. Where's the interest rates coming from? Well, other people's losses, essentially, because nobody's taking out these loans to pay for great things in the world. Here's sort of an example of what's going on here. Tonevase, I'm not too big of a fan. I mean, not that I'm not a fan. I guess I just don't really pay attention to this guy that much, which I'm sure he feels just the same about me. So, no offense. So how DeFi works? Somebody messaged him, says, "Hey bro, how are you? Are you into DeFi at all? Or you can't stand that shit?" Question mark. That's a weird wording. It is a DeFi project. They are doing well. They are well backed. Their token is listed on some exchanges. They want to go to the next stage, so they need a few top people in crypto to do a bit of shilling on social media. For that, they are willing to give 500K worth of tokens that could be straight away sold on 3 of the top exchanges where they are listed. And let me know if you want an extra 500K easy money, dude. I don't know if it's real or not, but apparently it's created news articles about it. And this is just Twitter, but there are news articles about it and a very, very, very lengthy conversation on it that I'm not really going to get into. Now, I just want to say that as a crypto YouTuber, which I really even hate that term, I suppose, to begin with, yes, we do get bombarded with offers all of the time for exchanges, for affiliates to this, that, or the other thing, for new coins, for all different sorts of things. Most of them are clear scams. Most of them I wouldn't click if my life depended on it. And most of them you simply can't confirm if this was real or not. And to be totally honest, all the offers in my emails, that I've declined, 99.99% of them have never gone anywhere. And I've never really seen an email offer and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then a few months later, it's the next big thing in crypto. That's just simply not the case. But now Tonevase probably gets different things. I definitely don't get $500,000 offers in my email. Tonevase may. But this is just it, you know what I mean? It's just they're just giving away their tokens for their DeFi platform, like Compound or YAM version 2 or Yearn Finance or Synthetic Network or the list goes on. And they have no use case. So you're essentially proof of staking By putting your coins on this platform for liquidity, you're getting interest rate, and you're also accumulating either compound or this token or that token. And what do you do with this token or that token that you get? You just immediately sell it. It's useless to you. It's sort of like the mining craze of 2017. You're getting these new tokens, you're mining these new tokens, you're mining that Zen Cash or that Z Classic or whatever, those random tokens. And what are you going to do with them? You're not actually transacting in them. You're not really like buying the things that you need that day. You're not, you could kind of, if somebody just happened to want Z Classic on the other end. But for the most part, we can all agree, no, you're not. You're just putting them onto an exchange and you're immediately selling them. So that's just what is going on right now. And I think I truly believe that the DeFi market at the moment, it doesn't have malicious intent, not DeFi, right? But there's going to be a lot of malicious actors that are going to be using these DeFi platforms to put tokens on that are just complete garbage, like Hotdog, like Pizza, whatever. And people are going to be buying them and selling them, and it's just going to be a flood of shitcoins, just like an ICO, and people are going to be making a lot of money off this. But you're not going to be making any money off this. Trust me, not you. Somebody else maybe, not you. It's going to be like the ICO world of 2017. If you didn't get into it at the very beginning, you're not going to get anything out of it. And with all of this Ethereum piled up, what's going on? Well, with Uniswap actually literally having the DeFi flippening. Here's an article. DeFi flippening comes to exchanges as Uniswap topples Coinbase in trading volume. Well, that sounds all good. That sounds great. I mean, it's a decentralized platform that is outperforming Coinbase. All right, great. That's something maybe we've always wanted. The problem with it is that it's a Ethereum platform. So it's just raising the price of Ethereum. So now people that are trying to use DeFi to make themselves money, and they're low yield actors. You know what I mean? They're only trading a few $100s in Ethereum or something like that. Now Ethereum average gas prices are $14, $15, $16 a transaction, because Ethereum is just completely overwhelmed by this, overwhelmed by the amount of people going to Uniswap and putting fake tokens on there, made up random tokens that they're just throwing on there, or they're copy and pasting it, making their own and throwing garbage on it, and people are buying it. So a lot of Ethereum is going to get locked up in all these contracts, and you might think, well, that should raise the price. Well, the problem is that we're making all this magic Ethereum up, all this magic stuff, wrapped BTC, wrapped Ethereum that's within Ethereum. Here's just, let me read these three paragraphs, and you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about here. Wrapped Ethereum that's wrapped up in Bitcoin, that's also wrapped up in bacon, that's also wrapped up in peppered bacon with a stake, all of it within a stake, right? So the problem is once something goes bad within all of that, or something goes down in price, or people start panic selling, etc., the whole thing is screwed. Everything is going down like a rocket. It's going to be unbelievable. It's like when BitConnect actually went under, and essentially that $1 billion plus, those billions in Bitcoin, those billions in interest rate is gone. It absolutely destroyed the market for well over like 2 years. Basically, the market was completely destroyed for at least went down at least a year and a half. And I think this is even going to be even bigger than that. And now that all of this stuff is wrapped up within each other, it's going to be pretty bad. So you're in finance. An automated DeFi yield farming protocol has recently launched the latest Y-Vault strategy. Okay. Y Vault strategies are a set of predefined actions that allow users, so basically a smart contract, come on, that allow users to deposit funds and then automatically sent to liquidity pools, where high yield interest and additional token rewards are earned. Where is that high yield interest rate coming from? From the losers. Somebody's losing somewhere. Somebody's going to be losing bad. And this is just unsustainable. It's completely unsustainable. I'm calling it now. I called Compound out for a while ago, and Compound just absolutely dumped in price. It kind of went back a little bit, and it's just, the problem is these tokens are useless. People are just going to be selling them off. But let's continue. The YF Vault was launched on September 2nd, along with YWF Vault and a few other updates. Okay, the YWF Vault is equivalent to the YF Vault, but uses wrapped Ethereum, an ERC20 token pegged and backed by Ethereum. See what I mean? So when one of this goes, if Ethereum dumps back down to $100 or something like that, or some whale starts selling off, or something bad happens in the market, people start realizing this is all just another ICO craze that's gonna go away. I think DeFi might survive this if it does crash real bad. I don't think it's gonna do it anytime soon. It might be weeks, it might be months. But I think DeFi can survive it. I think if DeFi is a little bit more professional in the future, it'll be fine. I don't think DeFi itself is a problem. I think people are the problem that are going to be abusing this very quickly. Now, according to a recent client newsletter by Delphi Digital, the YF Vault strategy has 4 major steps. First, Ether is deposited, then is used as collateral to acquire DAI through MakerDAO at a 200% collateralization rate. Okay, where's that coming from? You don't know. Interest is earned in the DAI and sent to Curve Finance, a stablecoin liquidity protocol. This isn't over yet. Moving on to the next paragraph. Then the DAI is then locked in interest from the trading fees at the Curve DEX, and extra CRV tokens are received. Okay, so this is the first time we've heard about CRV tokens in this article, just randomly. And extra CRV tokens, huh? Okay, so Curve DEX tokens. All right, so Curve DEX tokens. That's what we're talking about now. It's what I imagine that is. CRV is then sold for Ether, which is reallocated back to the YF Vault. Are you kidding me? At the time of writing, the Y Vault strategy has an interest rate of 90% and a 0.5% withdrawal fee, which is then distributed to YFI token holders. Is DeFi becoming too speculative? In the announcement of YF and WS Vault tweet, Yearn Finance warned that there is a high risk associated with the vaults. Is there a high risk? I'm calling this now. Like there's going to be 500 people that will watch this video. And I think in a year or two, you can look back on this video, and I think everybody's gonna go, yeah, it was probably right. Maybe I didn't call it exactly. I don't know what the tipping point is gonna be, or what exactly is gonna jack this all up. This isn't good. This isn't a good idea at all, because where is this interest rate coming from? Why are we who are we financing? What are we financing? Why do we need liquidity pools? Why are random tokens being just randomly added to Uniswap? That's like a free ICO craze. People were like, "Oh man, we had the ICO phase, and that could be easily manipulated." But now we got Uniswap, where we could just have an ICO every day, and we don't have to worry about it's even worse now. Now it's even easier to make an ICO and scam a bunch of people. The risk referred to here is a liquidation risk, which means that if Ether drops to a certain price, yeah, exactly. I just said that like a couple paragraphs back. I didn't even read that. If Ethereum goes down, all this wrapped Ethereum that's wrapped in Bitcoin, that's wrapped in WF, that's wrapped in YF, is just destroyed. It's just instantly destroyed. And the more DeFi platforms that we have going, the more people that are going to get wrecked by this. This is going to be really, truly bad for the cryptocurrency world. Currently, the collateralization ratio limit is at 150%, meaning there's a very high risk of losing all the funds deposited in these vaults. Right, yes, exactly. If Ether drops to a certain price, users' Ether positions will be liquidated. This is done to ensure that yeah, exactly, because all this interest rate has to go to somebody. And it's not gonna go to you. It's not gonna go to you. It's not gonna go to you. Trust me, it's not gonna go to you. Moreover, there are general risks and issues associated with the current DeFi ecosystem, including the high gas fees now required to interact with smart contracts. So now, if you're not trading thousands of dollars of Ethereum, you're gonna have to trade $14 every time you move your Ethereum. So the little people are out. The fact that YF Vault interacts with multiple smart contracts, adding several layers of risk to the process. As high-risk investment in DeFi continues to outdo itself, the hype surrounding the industry and the price rallies seen in the space point to a possible bubble in the making. If nobody else sees this, I mean, clearly somebody sees this to write this article, but this is not good. So, moving on to this article. I thought this was a pretty good. I actually thought this was a pretty good article, and I normally don't read these, but I thought this was actually pretty good. So Bradley Kuhn, I like what you have to write here. Thank you. 3 reasons behind Bitcoin just tanked below 11K for the first time in a month. This really makes sense. Bitcoin slid in sync with traditional markets, so I don't actually have to read what he wrote here. But here we go. So this is the first speculation. Let's take a look at the Dow. Oh my God, on September 3rd. What is today? September 3rd. Look at the dip. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. Everything red, except for the occasional green. Good old tether in a down market. Dow, down. Totally toast. S&P 500, down. Beginning late yesterday. NASDAQ down beginning again late yesterday. So I would agree with that one. Number 2, Bitcoin got pulled down because of DeFi unwinding. Price for Ether, the native currency of Ethereum blockchain, tumbled 8.3%. Yet those price drops followed gains of 54% in July, 25% in August. Reports of eye-popping dollar amounts flowing into DeFi, especially with recently launched projects like Compound. And the problem is also with that is that people are getting screwed left and right with Pizza and Hotdog and the various random platforms that people are just straight up copy and pasting. And then you're expected to just drop Ether into these, and you're just going to be fine. Everything's just going to be fine. Number 3, miners sold some of their Bitcoin. My Bitcoin miners and possibly traders decided to take the risk off the table by trading in some of their cryptocurrency, which they receive as rewards for helping to maintain the network, obviously. And slush pool outflows, a lot of people selling and removing total outflows from pools going out. So those are probably likely either going to personal wallets or exchanges. So they actually showed the outflows of various large pools. So let's take a look at Compound. Here's a token that you receive for putting liquidity on the Compound network. And this is just one of the copy and pasted, essentially. I mean, this one isn't copy and pasted. This one isn't a Uniswap, but immediately just starts off, boom, to $334. And like, where did the selling even occur? Because the problem is that only like 2,800 Compound were produced per day on the site. So it was like proof of stake, where like if you had Bitcoin giving out 50 Bitcoin a day or some kind of proof of stake coin. I know Bitcoin isn't proof of stake, but so it was like 2,800 per day rewards for Compound. And, if you have so much money invested in a Compound, you're going to get so much Compound tokens, in the same way about hash rate, or in the same way about having a bunch of coins being staked on a staking network. So it's essentially like proof of stake. So where did all this come from to pump it that much? Where was the liquidity? And it was likely that exchanges and various personal investors that got into it before it was even live, selling it off. And immediately, it basically within days, it goes to $128, and it tries to go back up. Now, everything on its way back down. Yam started off as $127, and oh my God, it went down to $1 immediately. At Yam version 2, why do we even need a Yam version 2? What? Yearn Finance immediately goes to like $35,000 because there's only 30,000 of them. I mean, if that's not Berkshire Hathaway manipulation, I don't know what is. If you guys don't get that reference, just type in Berkshire Hathaway stock price in Google now, and you'll understand. It's a very It's just like urine. I mean, it doesn't have a high supply. They didn't split the stock very much, and you'll be surprised at the price. And now, on its way down. Who knows for how long though? And again, like synthetics here is another DeFi. On its way down. Uh, derivatives liquidity protocol. So I'm not sure what's going on here in the whole DeFi world. I feel a storm a brewing. Like my knees are aching because the pressure in the air is a change, and I know there's a twister on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? Like old grandpa's knees are hurting because the twisters are coming. So I'm not even sure how to finish this. I'm not even sure how to finish this. I think something bad is going to happen in the cryptocurrency world soon. I think it's going to be like another BitConnect or another ICO bubble type deal, and that's basically what it is. Because you've got Uniswap, where you could just make your own coin in the same way that you could make your own coin before as an ICO, but you actually had to make your own website. You actually had to sort of market it. It did cost you money to do that, to make a website, to fill it out. It cost you a lot of time and money to make this, and to shill it out to people and make the contract and stuff. Not anymore. You can just make your own token and just put it on Uniswap. They have a little short question and answer. How much liquidity are you going to provide? I don't know, like $5, whatever, and slap it on there and hope people start buying your completely useless coin. We have the DeFi platforms that are essentially just hey, put some coin on here as liquidity, and we'll give you an interest rate that comes from, who knows, other people's woes, basically. And then you can take that, and then we'll give you another coin for that, and then you can take that coin and take it off our platform and put it on a different platform for more interest rate and more interest rate and more interest rate. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's just not going to happen. And with all of this wrapped up Ethereum and all these different smart contracts all over the place, I don't think it's going to be good when Ethereum dumps. Trust me, there's going to be an outcry in the crypto world. You won't believe how fast it'll go down. It's going to be like another BitConnect, and by the end of that year, Bitcoin was $3,200, and that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope it doesn't happen like this, but there's really nothing good so far coming out of the DeFi world and the Uniswap world. Sure, it's a decentralized platform that has more volume than Coinbase, but you have to ask yourself why. Because DEXs have been around for quite a while and have never been that popular. Is Uniswap really that good? Apparently. However, it's because there's so many people putting up scammy tokens and so many people using such a scammy system to make their own pairings and things like that are just really designed to screw over everybody around them. But that's all I have for this one. Tell me what you guys think about DeFi and this whole possibly impending incredible bubble. I mean, I'm talking it's going to be like a boom, and there's going to be like a shock wave that comes off the bubble, and it'll ripple like buildings. It'll be bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. As usual, I'll see you guys next time.